Hey, how you doing? Duff here. Time for another Duff 3D video. Before I get started on the meat of this video, I wanted to give a brief update on my Dagama Neva. You may see a piece of lock build sitting on the top. It's not attached yet, but build for this lock build surface is to replace the Print NZ surface that I bought from Dagama. The Print NZ surface has been good as far as grip with prints. I've had no problems with prints lifting or anything like that, but I'm having a lot of the similar problems as I did with the original surface, with it being too difficult to get prints off there. When I'm getting prints off of the Dagama, I mean, I am like just prying and pulling with all my power, and I cut my fingers a few times and bent my tool, as you can see, just because it's too difficult to get off. So the lock build surface I've been using on my FlashForge Finder for a while now, and that seems to be a good mix where I get good adhesion, but it's not ridiculously difficult to get the print off of the bed. So I'm going to just cut this to form. It's not going to be, obviously you can see it's not going to fill up the entire build surface, but it'll be able to cover the areas where I would actually print. So that's all it really means. So I'm going to be doing that in the near future, and I will report back if I have any more success with that than I have with the other surfaces. Okay, so anyways, behind me is my CR-10. I haven't talked too much about it. A lot of you that have stumbled across my channel that are 3D printing enthusiasts probably did so based on the videos that I shot early on with my CR-10. In the first month or two of owning the CR-10, I did a number of modifications to it. Some of them worked out well, some of them not so well. And as a result, I had some very frustrating and annoying problems where I spent the better part of a month shotgunning parts in to try to fix the problem. And to make a long story short, the problem was under extrusion. What would happen is the print would start printing. I would unclog it. It would clog. I would unclog it, start a new print, and it would print fine for a little while, and then it would start under extruding and eventually start jamming. You'd see all sort of plastic build up on the extruder gear, and yeah, that was a repeating process. And if you look in the CR-10 forums, you'll see a lot of people encountering that problem. It just seems to be something that happens after a certain period of time with the CR-10 with its stock configuration. So anyways, my eventual fix for that was I purchased a new hot end assembly from Tiny Machines. And what that was basically just the hot end, the wiring, and the Bowden tube. And the thing that I struggled with that replacement part was there was no easy way to connect it to your existing wiring, so I had to do a splice right here to make it work. I cut it, soldered it, put shrink wrap over it, and connected it that way. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised that it works, because it was really a pain in the ass to do, and I'm sure I didn't do a great soldering job, but it has worked ever since I did that. But it was a frustrating way to fix it, but it did fix it 100%. It's been printing great. So fast forward to a couple days ago, or actually last week really is when I first started seeing it. I was doing a print on the CR-10, and I noticed that I had it was a print that has some embossed letters up top, and I had the ironing setting on in Cura for the print, and the top layers of it look terrible. They look really shitty, all distorted and just terrible. And my first assumption was that it's the first time I tried ironing on the CR-10. I've only used it on the Anycubic i3 so far, and it's worked fine on there. So I thought, oh, maybe the CR-10 doesn't handle ironing correctly for some reason. I wasn't sure. So anyways, I went to print my next print, and it started to clog and under extrude very early on. So I went through some troubleshooting steps. I cleared the clog. I ran some of the eSun cleaning filament that I have through the hot end so that was flowing clear. Switched, put regular filament back in, started another print started fine, came back maybe 20 minutes later, and again it started under extruding, grinding plastic, and just looking like shit. And I went through that process one more time. This time I heated up the hot end and I replaced the nozzle. I put a new nozzle in there thinking that maybe that will alleviate my problems. And it seemed like it did. My next print, which is right here actually, this is the first layer test STL that I have on the printer. That's interesting. This is the first time that a print on the Anycubic Ultra base, okay, it's coming off, but usually it just lifts right off. I've never had to even use a tool normally to do so, so that's the first time I had to do that. But anyways, this print, and I don't think it'll show up very well on the camera, but I was watching it pretty closely, and the first layer looked fine, but then when it started to do the crosshatch pattern, I saw it starting to miss spots, and I looked at the extruder and it was starting to skip and grind plastic, so basically it was starting to clog again. So those symptoms are a classic indicator of what they call a partial clog, and I've had absolutely miserable success correcting those in the past. Basically what they say that you can do is take out the coupler here, make sure that the throat is clear all the way down. Sometimes you can have a problem that the Teflon sleeve inside the hot end is not pressed all the way against the nozzle, the nozzle in the printer, and that can slowly back up and again cause a partial clog, which eventually will become a full clog. So anyways, the point of all this was I weighed my options. Did I want to spend another month fighting with this, not being sure that it was going to work? Did I want to buy the same replacement part that I did before from Tiny Machines, where I had to splice in the hot end? And I did a little bit of research, and I realized that I don't necessarily have to do that if I'm willing to pay some extra money. Tiny Machines 3D sells now, they did not sell this before, but now they are selling a plug-in CR-10 hot end. And basically it's kind of what it sounds like. It is everything. It's the fans, it's the wiring harness. It even includes a connector to go into the back of your control box. So literally you're just pulling off your old hot end, screwing in your new one, you get brand new fans, plugs right into the control box, and you're good to go. You basically have a factory fresh hot end without a lot of fuss and muss. So of course the drawback here is it's not cheap. It was somewhere around $50 on Tiny Machines, so you're spending a good chunk of change to do this. I looked online. If you're more patient, you want to get it from China directly. I actually did this. I ordered from Tiny Machines, and I ordered a backup from China because I was just curious. I wanted to compare the two and just see if it's identical. It probably is. But from China direct, it was like $34.99, so it was, you know, a good deal cheaper, but you're going to be waiting to get it in that situation. So anyways, that is going to be my resolution. I have a lot of stuff going on. Those of you that are not aware of this, I've started a 3D printing store, not a 3D printing store, a 3D printed electric unicycle store, where I'm printing a bunch of these parts that are used for electric unicycle stands. Right here's a completed one. So I have my printers working a lot. So far the Anycubic i3 has been the workhorse. I was using the CR-10 obviously until it started with this clogging problem, but the Anycubic has been doing the lion's share of the work. And with me not being able to print on the large format, it you know, obviously it slows things down. So I need this thing to work. So that's the reason that I am just throwing the money at it to fix the problem. It might not be the best path for everybody, but in my situation, I'd rather spend the extra money and just have a really quick, efficient fix that I know is going to work. There's no guesswork. It's going to work. So yeah, that is going to be my fix. I will document how it works once I get the part. I already got a ship notice from Tiny Machines. They're very good. They turn around their orders quickly. And actually I got a ship order on the China order as well, so we'll see who gets here first, but I have a feeling it'll be the Tiny Machines order. And along those lines, as far as my 3D printing store, I do have a new printer on the way. Actually, it's going to be replacing one of my printers here. I'll leave that as a surprise as to what it is, but it's something that's going to be useful with my new endeavor. It's something that's going to work out better than some of these other printers that I have behind me. You know, I have 5 printers right now, but only a couple of them are really good candidates to fulfill the needs that I have. So my plan is I'm going to actually take one of these 5 printers into my office and leave it there. Maybe just, you know, print stuff during the day while, you know, I'm busy doing stuff anyways, and I can just load a print and let it print there, and, you know, be entertaining, something to, you know, a conversation starter maybe. Let's put it that way. Still love the light on the CR-10. The light set up so nice. Too bad I haven't been able to print lately, but that really has been a nice addition. Cut. Okay, so that's it for now. Hopefully I can edit this down to something that's not too long and rambling. I have a hard time doing that. I need to get better at that, obviously, but I just try to convey things best I can based on my experiences, my thoughts, and you know, you guys take it for what it is. If you found this video interesting, helpful, whatever, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're seeing this on the Duff 3D channel, definitely consider subscribing, because I only have 11 subscribers there. So if you like my 3D content and you just want 3D content, you may consider subscribing there, because every 3D printing video I upload to Duff Mechanics, and I also upload to Duff 3D, which is just 3D content. But anyways, that's it for now. Hope you have a great day, and until next time, Duffman out. Did you know you can print a door to a GoPro 3 battery cover and have it actually work? You can.